evening, everyone. Welcome to North Penn Television's coverage of District 1 boys basketball. I'm Victoria Kendrick.
And I'm Kaylin Thompson. And tonight, the North Penn Knights versus the Pennridge Rams. For the record for the Knights, we have 7-12, and the Pennridge Rams are 9-7. North Penn's last game was a win last Friday against Central Bucks South with 60-45, and yesterday the Pennridge Rams also had a win of 67-54 against Faith Christian Academy. We're looking at a very exciting game tonight.
Looks like we have number 2 from North Penn looking to get into the key here, but Pennridge defense is strong. He passes to number 0, who goes in for a layup and doesn't quite make it. Pennridge, number 44, gets it off the rebound, and Pennridge now has possession of the ball. Number 4 from Pennridge takes it down the court. He's looking to see who he can pass it to here or if he can get around. Passes it to number 13, but 13 passes it right back to 4. He passes it to number 40, who's inside the key here, but he passes it out to number 0, who goes for a three-pointer and doesn't quite make it. Number 2, North Penn gets it off the rebound, passes it straight down the court to number 22, who immediately puts it in the net. Have lots of cheers from the crowd. Number 4 from Pennridge gets it off the rebound. He's looking to set a pick here to try to pass it to someone inside of the key. Passes it to number 13, who doesn't quite see any move he can make. They pass it to number 44, tries to pass it to someone, but no one's quite there, so number 22 from North Penn grabs the ball, and North Penn takes it back down the court. Number 12 currently has possession of the ball. Looking to see what he can do here. He sets a pick, and he passes it off to number 2, and number 2 tries to get into the key here, and doesn't quite make it, tries to jump up to make that shot, but can't quite get past his defender. Number 4 from Pennridge takes it back down the court, tries to go for a shot, and doesn't get it. Number 0 from North Penn gets it off the rebound. Looks like number 0 and number 40 from Pennridge just had a little collision here. It's going to be a foul shot for North Penn, number 22. Ref decides to make a different call, and it looks like we're bringing it back in the court here. Number 12 from North Penn passes it to number 22. It's back to 12 here. Number 12 goes around as the players cleared a little bit of space for him, but he can't quite get past. So passes it to number 11, who goes for a layup, doesn't make it, gets it off the rebound again, and tries to get another shot in there, but can't quite get it. Pennridge gains possession of the ball. Number 4 taking it back up the court again, passes it to number 0. Looking to set another pick here to see who's inside the key. Now it's back to number 4 on Pennridge. They're passing it around here. Number 4 passes it to number 40, who's inside the key, but doesn't quite see a shot he can make. So number 4 goes to immediately and try to get past his defender. Can't quite, so he goes for a three-pointer and makes it. Number 2 from North Penn gets it off the rebound, passes it to number 22 straight down the court. 22 passes it back to 2, who passes it to number 11, trying to push past their defenders here. See lots of good picks from North Penn. Number 0 goes for a three-pointer and doesn't quite make it. Number 0 from Pennridge takes the ball, passes it to number 44, who goes for another three-pointer and makes it. Number 12 from North Penn's bringing it back into the court here. He's looking to see what he can do. It's lots of space. Tries to get through his defender, doesn't quite make it, and number 4 takes the ball from him. Passes it to number 13, who's wide open and goes for a shot and makes 2 more points for Pennridge.
All right, and now we have a timeout. We have a North Penn timeout. The score is 2 for North Penn and 8 for Pennridge. Right now, we are at a pretty tough spot. Defense is looking very good for both teams. We have 2 fouls for Pennridge and 1 for North Penn. And it is looking like we are about to come back on to the court. And here comes Pennridge and North Penn.
North Penn's going to be starting with possession of the ball, bringing it back into play here. Number 0. He has number 13 from Pennridge defending him right now. Number 0 is looking to see who's open. Number 12 is, so number 12 gets the ball. He's looking to take it up the court here. Makes it past the half-court line. Looks like he just set a pick. Number 2 now has possession of the ball. Passes it to number 22. 22 is debating on going for a three-pointer. Tries to pass it to number 11, but but the ball does go the wrong way, and they almost lose possession of the ball, but the ref calls it, and North Penn will. Number 2 bringing it back, passing it to number 0 back in the court here. He's looking to go for a shot here and is greeted by another defender as he makes it into the key. So he doesn't quite make the shot, and now Pennridge has possession of the ball. Number 4, Xavier Peters is taking it back up the court here for Pennridge. Passes it to number 0. 0's passing it around here. They're trying to get into the key here, but there's a lot of defenders in there, so they can't quite make a shot. Lots of passes back and forth right now. Number 0 gets the ball for Pennridge and goes straight in for the shot and gets 2 points for Pennridge. Number 2, Lee Hammond from North Penn is taking it back up the court here. Passes it to number 12. Number 11 looking to see if he wants to go for the shot or pass it. He decides to pass to number 12. Passes it to number 0, who goes for a layup shot. And number 44, Ryan Flood, blocks it for Pennridge, who passes it immediately to number 0, who makes the shot and gains 2 more points for Pennridge. Looks like North Penn has possession of the ball here, trying to figure out what they can do, try to get a shot. Number 0 passes it to number 12, who passes it to number 22. Looks like 22 is trying to get in there and go for the shot, but doesn't quite. Decides to pull it back out and pass to number 12. Number 12 passes it to number 11, who's inside the key, but number 11 does miss the shot, and number 44 from Pennridge gets it off the rebound. Number 4, Xavier Peters, is taking it back down the court again for Pennridge. Passes it to number 40, who's inside the key. Ref is going to make a foul call here. A travel was just called for Pennridge, and now North Penn number 22, Gabe Altimus, is taking it back into the court here. Passes it to number 2, who's going to take it the rest of the way down. Looks like number 2 is trying to go and block number 4's defender. Number 22 gets the ball. They're not quite inside the key yet, though, so they're trying to see who they can pass it around to. Number 12 is able to try to get in there and goes for the shot. Doesn't quite make it, so number 33 tries to help him off the rebound, and they lose possession of the ball. Number 13 for Pennridge takes it immediately down the court, trying to get a shot here. Doesn't quite make it, and number 2 from North Penn gets it off the rebound. He goes in for a shot and makes a 2-pointer for North Penn. Ref's calling a foul shot here, number 2. Number 2, Lee Hammond, is going to get 2 shots.
All right, and now we have subbing out number 12 to sub in number 4, Shane Ward. We have number 2, Lee Hammond, about to make his first free throw shot, first and only, which is successful. We have Pennridge bringing it back into the game. Number 4, Xavier Peters, walking it down to court to pass over to 13, to 40, to 13 again, with nowhere to really go. He tries to cut in, and he just has too many defenders on him. We have number 4, who throws it to the corner for a 2-point shot, which is missed, caught by number 22, senior Gabe Alortis. Pass to number 2 in the corner. He passes it to number 4, Shane Ward, who drives into the paint for a floater, which is missed, taken back down the court by Xavier Peters. He goes for a layup, and Shane Ward takes it right back, passes it right to Lee Hammond. Number 22 goes for a layup. It is successful with a foul. He will be shooting for 1 point, and we have subbing out. Oh, nobody's subbing out. Number 22, Gabe Amotis will take his first free throw shot,
He doesn't
which is
quite make
unsuccessful.
Doesn't quite make it. Number 4 from Pennridge is going to get it off the rebound, passing it down the court to number 0. Number 0 passes it to number 13, who had no defender on him, but then is two-teamed by number 4 and 22 from North Penn. He does lose possession of the ball as it goes out of bounds, but the ref is going to give them another chance to get it back in here. Number 0 from Pennridge is going to be taking it back in possession here. Tries to pass it to number 13, but number 22 from North Penn intercepts it, but he does go out of bounds when he intercepts it, so number 0 from Pennridge will be able to try to get it back into the court here. Goes to pass it to number 13, who looks like he has 2 defenders on him. He passes it to number 4, who looks like he's a little open, but he can't quite, so number 0 tries to get in there and can't quite make it.
And passes it. Number 0 is going to pass it in to number 2, Lee Hammond, and he is going to take it for the drive, pass it to number 22, Gabe Amotis, who is going to pass it to number 0, Amir, and he is going to go for the floater, and it is successful. Number 4 for Pennridge is going to pass it in and get it right back to run it down the court. Number 1 is contemplating on where to go. He passes it back to number 4. He passes it into the corner to number 0 for the buzzer beater shot, which is a 3 and is successful. We are now at the end of our first quarter, and with the score being North Penn at 9 and Pennridge Rams at 18. With a couple fouls and very competitive in the first quarter, we can't wait to have more of this coming soon.
Looks like we see a lot of interceptions from North Penn here, but they do mostly go out of bounds, so Pennridge is able to get the ball back.
And we're very happy to see that we have good movement in the ball. It never stays with somebody for too long, and we're always happy to see people driving on both ends. And
there's quite a few fouls from both teams here. Seeing lots of collisions, knocking some players to the ground. North Penn is gaining possession of the ball a lot as they're able to get it from Pennridge. Looks like the buzzer goes off for that being the end of the break before period 2.
All right, we are coming in to the second half with Shane Ward, Wyatt Martin, Ronan Smith coming in for North Penn. And at number 4, 13, 41, and 0. We like to see some new faces on the court. Very excited going into this second quarter. Pennridge will pass the ball in to number 4, and he will pass it right back to number 13. 11 is guarding him pretty tight, and he's searching. Oh, he has number 4, and it's back to number 13. They're at the top of the key, into the corner, back to the top of the key. Number 4 is going for the drive, passes to number 1 for the layup with 2 points. Number 11 is going in through the ball, and number 2 has the ball. Number 0, pass back to number 2. He is driving into the paint, but can't do anything. He passes to number 33, Wyatt Martin, and he gets a layup successfully and a foul.
Looks like he's getting one chance here. It's going to be a foul on number 0 from Pennridge. Number 33, Wyatt Martin is going for his shot here. He gets it, gaining a point for North Penn. Pennridge number 4, Xavier, is taking it back down the court here.
And he will pass to number 13. Xavier will get the ball back, and he is looking, but defense is very tight. Number 13 will pass it into the center, pass it back out to the top of the key. Number 4 will look for somebody to pass for. He has number 13. He is moving around the top of the key, and at the very top, we pass to number 0, and Xavier, number 4, and number 1 goes in for the layup, and it is successful. Number 11 will throw it back into number 2, and he will be running it down the court. He will shoot for the 3 and make it. Number 40 will be throwing it back in, and number 4 will be carrying it back down the court.
Number 4 is at the top of the key here. Looks like he's trying to set a pick. Almost intercepted when he goes to pass it to number 13. He passes it to number 0. Number 4 from North Penn's playing some strong defense, trying to intercept the ball here. Number 0 passes it to number 4. And number 33 from North Penn intercepts it as 40 tries to throw it to number 13. But Pennridge holds on tight to that possession of that ball. Looks like we're having a lot of passes here. Number 40 tries to get into that key and is able to make it, gaining a 2-pointer for Pennridge.
Number 2 will pass it to number 4, Shane Ward. He will try and drive in the paint and pass it back out to number 0. Number 0 will try for the 3-pointer and miss. We have number 1 with the board, and number 4, Xavier, will be walking it back down the court.
Number 4 is trying to look to see who can pass it to without getting intercepted. Passes it to number 0, who passes it to number 1, but number 1 is double teamed and almost loses possession of that ball. He tries to retreat it back out of the key and passes it to number 40, who goes right back into the key and makes a 2-pointer. Passes it back down. North Penn now gains possession of the ball again.
Number 2 has the ball, and he looks and he passes it to number 4, Shane Ward. And he looks to drive in the paint and throws it to the corner. Number 33, Wyatt Martin, for the 3-pointer, which is missed and is recaught by number 0. Number 4, Xavier, will be taking it down the court.
Looks like
we're subbing in number 22 and number 12, and going out is number 2 and 33. Pennridge will, and we are subbing out number 13 for 11. Pennridge will be throwing in the ball, and here we go.
Number 11 immediately passes it to number 4, who's at the top of the key here. Looks like number 4 has 2 defenders on him, so number 11's trying to make it around as he's wide open. Almost able to get it. He's greeted by a defender though. Number 11 passes it to number 40, who goes in but hits it off the rim. North Penn gains possession of the ball again. And number 4 from North Penn tries to go in for a layup, but isn't quite able to make the ball leave his hands, and the ball goes straight out of bounds. Looks like North Penn loses possession of the ball, and number 4 from Pennridge is going to be taking it back up the court again. He's at the top of the key and again has 2 defenders on him. But he passes it to number 0, who's almost intercepted here. Number 0 looks like he's wide open, is able to get away from his defender and goes immediately for the shot and isn't quite able to get in there to try and get the shot. Pennridge still has possession of the ball. Number 4 trying to get in there, passes it to number 0, who makes a 3-pointer.
We have timeout with Pennridge. Wow, what an exciting second quarter. We have so much going on. We have some very tight defense from both teams. We have Pennridge fouling North Penn quite a lot, but it is a very aggressive game. We will see what the rest of the second will bring us. We have 4 minutes and 8 seconds left, with North Penn at 15 and Pennridge Rams at 29. It looks like we are going to be sending our teams back onto the court. Here come the Knights, and number 11, number 4, number 12, and number 0. And here come Pennridge, number 4, number 1, number 0, number 40, and number 11. North Penn will be passing in the ball, number 0 to number 4, Shane Ward. He will be taking it down the court, and he is looking for somebody to pass to. He passes number 22, and he keeps it in bounds with a really risky pass. Number 0 goes in for the layup and misses. Number 11 retrieves the ball and comes down the court. Number 1 goes into the paint for a very risky layup, and he did, in fact, get a foul called. Number 1 will be taking 2 foul shots.
Number 1's looking to set up here for his first foul shot. Waiting for number 1, goes for his first one, and it makes it. He's setting back up for his second one. Number 1 is going in for his second shot here. Looks like he misses, but Marley Stewart, number 1 from Pennridge, gains 1 more shot for them. Number 0 from North Penn gets possession of the ball.
And number 1 is throwing the ball back into Xavier. Xavier will be running it down the court. And there he goes, trying to drive into the paint, passes it out to the corner, and misses the 3. Redeemed by North Penn, number 0. It'll be back down the court, thrown to the corner to Nolan. And he has the ball. He's looking for somebody to pass for. His defender is really tight on him. He goes to drive into the paint, but there is just nothing there. Number 22 with the corner shot. Missed and gotten back by number 4, Xavier.
Xavier looks to go straight in for a layup and makes it, gaining 2 more points for Pennridge. Number 12, North Penn, gets it off the rebound and passes it to number 4, who tries to juke up his defense but can't quite make it. Number 11 looks like he's fighting for possession of the ball here and loses it, and Pennridge, number 40, gets possession of the ball, passes it back to number 4. Number 4 is looking to see who he can pass it to, or if he wants to go in for the move straight into the key. He doesn't quite go for it. So walking it around here, trying to see what he can do, who he can pass it to, as he has some strong defense on him. Number 4 looks to charge right past his defense, but can't quite make it. He is able to juke him out and goes in for a 2-pointer, but misses. Number 22 from North Penn gets it off the rebound. He passes it to number 12, who's taking it down the court here.
And number 12, Nolan Fast, he goes into the paint for the floater, and that is 2 points for North Penn. Number 0 will throw it into number 4, Xavier, and he will take it down to the other end of the court. He has his defender, Nolan Faust, on him. He passes to number 11 with nowhere really to go. He passes to number 0, and he goes for a shot in the 2-point range and misses, but Pennridge gets it back, and number 1 is trying to get in the paint, but his defender is just really on him. This is amazing defense. Number 4, Shane Ward with the ball from the board and fouled.
Looks like number 22 from North Penn is going to be bringing it back in bounds here. Looks like there's going to be a foul called from the ref. Number 22, Gabe Altimus, has thrown it back into number 2, Lee Hammond. Lee Hammond is taking it back up the court here. He's at the top of the key and almost loses his defender, but can't quite lose him. So he passes to number 22, who's looking to try to really fight past his defense here, and he gets a 2-pointer from North Penn. Pennridge, number 40, Ryan Cutts, takes it back into possession and passes to number 4, Xavier Peters, who loses his defense and goes for a 3-pointer but doesn't quite make it. And number 12 from North Penn gets it off the rebound, passes to number 2, who almost wins for the shot but passes it to number 0. Number 0, Hammer Godhini, makes the 3-pointer, and Pennridge gets it possession now.
The crowd is very excited, everyone. We have Xavier Peterson taking it back down the court. He passes over to number 1, and he is just looking, and nobody is there. He's walking around the key. He has number 13 cut out to him, and there is still nobody. There is no movement, and he's trying to trick his defender. And number 13 will pass it to number 4, Xavier Peterson, and it was a step out of bounds. It will go to North Penn.
Ref has possession of the ball here and is setting up North Penn to bring it back in court here. Number 0, Ahamar, is going to be taking it back into the court here. He's looking to pass it to number 2, Lee Hammond. Lee is able to get open and gets possession of the ball, trying to take it down the court here and get past his defense. Passes it back and forth with number 0. Number 0 is trying to get past his defense too, trying to set up his players to get some space so that he can get in the key here. Looks almost like he's going to go in for the shot here and doesn't quite, passes it out to number 2, who goes for a 2-pointer and doesn't quite make it. And that will be the buzzer, sending us into a break.
Alrighty, we are now in halftime, and wow, what a first half. Many fouls. Both teams seem to be very aggressive and very passionate. Both have very good defense and really just know how to move the ball. Now we are going into the half, and we will be back soon.
Welcome back to Period 3. This is brought to you by North Penn Television. Looks like we have North Penn warming up on the court here with lots of different new players that we see out here, but still number 33 who's able to intercept a lot. And back with Pennridge, we see a lot of new players too, and still with number 1, Marley Stewart, who is always able to get open and get into that key and make some layups.
And with the score, with only a minute left in halftime, the score is North Penn with 25 and the Pennridge Rams with 32. Going into these last 2 quarters, we have a very exciting rest of the game. There's definitely room for a comeback from North Penn. And coming in, we have number 12, number 22, number 2, and number 0 for the Knights. And we're not sure who we are sending in for the Pennridge Rams yet, but we will know very soon.
We can hear as the refs are calling both teams to return back to the court here. We're going to start coming back in now. North Penn returns first, and here comes Pennridge. Looking to see more interceptions and great defense from them, and more layups from North Penn, especially from number 22, who's in the court here too. Number 0, Ahamar Godhini from North Penn is going to be bringing it back in for their possession. Passes to number 2, Lee Hammond, who's trying to get past his defense. He sneaks past him, able to go around another player, and passes to number 12, who makes a 3-pointer for North Penn. Number 4, Sam Crawgonall from Pennridge is able to get the possession.
Is able to get the ball with number 44 looking for a pass. He throws it into the corner to number 40, who passes it to number 13, who passes it to number 0, Ronan, who tries to drive into the paint, but his defender is too tight on him. We have a foul on the play, and we have number 0 coming, Ronan Smith, throwing the ball back in. He passes it to number 40, who is at the top of the key, goes for the drive, passes it to the corner, number 44, who goes for the shot but just can't make it. Number 0 from North Penn starts bringing it down the court and passes it to number 2.
Number 2 is at the top of the key here, looking to do the same move that he did last time and go around another player to get into the key here, but his defender was ready. Passes it to number 0, who goes for a 3-pointer, doesn't quite makes it, and does fall. Takes a tumble, but North Penn still has possession of the ball. Number 11 from North Penn is going for a layup here and can't quite make it. They almost lose possession of the ball as 2 defenders from Pennridge are ready to get it off the rebound, but number 12 swoops in there and is able to keep the ball in. North Penn goes for another layup and doesn't quite make it. Number 4, Xavier from Pennridge takes it back down the court here as he's at the top of the key, passes it to number 13, who looks like he almost didn't have a defender on him and was able to move in there, but he didn't quite see that. So he passes it to number 0, who goes for a layup and doesn't quite make it. Number 12 from North Penn gets it off the rebound, and now they have possession. Number 12 almost loses his defender, but hesitates to make a move in there, and passes it to number 11, who goes right in for the shot and gets 2 points for North Penn, but is now getting a foul shot instead, and looks like he's going to get 2 chances.
Number 11 for North Penn, Aiden Atkinson, is getting set up to take his 1-of-1 free throw shot. Will he make it? That was a pretty aggressive play, I'd say. And he goes for the shot, and he makes it. That is another point. We are neck and neck. North Penn at 31, Pennridge at 32. We have Xavier walking it down the court, and he passes with an interception from number 11, who goes for the layup and will make it for North Penn. Layup made by Aiden Atkinson, the one who just actually shot our free throw. And
looks like we have a
timeout.
30-second timeout from Pennridge called.
Timeout called by Pennridge. it looks like after that they were not too happy and they needed to talk about everything with their team. We are really excited to see what this second half brings us. And we had our senior Aiden Atkinson, who just had those awesome plays and who just made a steal and had the layup.
Yep, Aiden Atkinson is looking to make a lot of interceptions here and take it immediately down the court. The first one, he was a little rocky. He hesitated a bit to go straight in for the shot and didn't quite make it. But that second one, he did gain 2 points immediately from North Penn. Looks like Pennridge is going to be bringing it back into the game here with the number 4, Xavier Peters, having possession. At the top of the key, he passes it to number 13. Passes it to the corner, number 0. Looks like number 2 is jumping up here to try to get possession of that ball, but Pennridge is fighting to keep that possession. Number 2 is able to knock the ball out of number 0's hands, but Pennridge will keep that possession as the ref made the call. Number 0 will be bringing it back into play here. Looks like number 0, Rowan Smith, is taking his mark and passes it to number 4, Xavier Peters. So at the top of the key, he looks like number 44 sneaks past and is able to get that ball from him. And they pass it to number 4, who goes immediately for that 3-pointer at the whistle and doesn't quite make it.
And it looks like we had another foul called on Pennridge for a push, but nothing will happen. North Penn, number 0, will be throwing it in, Amar Gahani, and he will be throwing it to number 12, Nolan Faust. He will be taking it down the court and passes it off to number 2, Lee Hamden, and he will pass it over to the side, number 12, back to Nolan, and he will pass it into the paint to number 11 for the shot, but he just can't make it. Number 0 will pass it to number 4, Xavier Peters. He will get into the paint, and he will make an amazing 2-point shot. Then North Penn passes it back into number 2, Lee Hammond, and number 11 tries to set a pick. Number 22 goes in, and he just cannot get that. Number 44 from the Rams, he goes for a layup and misses, but it's okay. We have number 1, Marley Seward, to have his back. We have number 12, Nolan Faust, coming back down the court for North Penn, and he will try and drive into the paint, and then he passes it off to number 0. Number 0 will go to the other side of the court, trying to lose his defender. He will pass it in to number 11 for North Penn, and he will go for the layup, and it will be successful. Number 44 will pass it in to number 4, Xavier Peters. And Xavier Peters will go to the corner for a 3-point, and it will be missed. Number 2, Lee Hammond, will take it back down the court, give it to Amar Gandhi for the 3-point attempt, which is missed, and Xavier Peters will be taking it back down the court. Slowing down pace here. He's looking for somebody to pass to. He finds somebody on his side, number 0 for the Rams, who has nobody open to him. He passes it to number 44 and number 13, taking it around the paint. Number 13 for the Rams, Ryan Squinn, will make the 3-point for the Rams. Nolan Faust for the North Penn, number 12, will take it back down the court, and he will just wait for his team to get set up and wait to look for somebody. He'll try and drive and pass it to 22, who passes it to the top of the key, number 11, who passes it to number 0, Amar Gand, but there seems to be a whistle blown on the play.
Looks like we have
subs. We have subs coming in. We had number 44 for Pennridge going out and number 40 coming in. It also looks like number 2, Lee Hammond, will be passing in the ball. Let's see what he does here. He's looking for his defender. He passes it to number 22, Gabe Almeidas, and he passes it back over to number 0, and he goes for the 3-pointer, and it was missed, and there seems to be a call on the play, and number 13 with a hit. We have 3 minutes left, and number 0 for North Penn, Amar Gandhi, will take his first out of 2 free throws. The first one was a make for North Penn, and let's see if he can make the second one.
Looks like he makes both shots, getting 2 more points for North Penn here. Looks like we have a sub. Sub coming in, number 33, Wyatt Martin for North Penn, switching out with number 22. Number 0 is getting another shot here. He's going to make it now. And he does make it. Number 1 from Pennridge, Marley Stewart takes it off the rebound. He passes it to number 0, Spencer Ziga. Numbers 40 at the top of the key here has the ball now, and he looks to pass it to number 1 and try to block his defender, but is unsuccessful. Number 1 has possession of the ball still. He passes it to number 4, who's running around his defense here, but can't quite make it into the key. So he passes it to number 40, who almost goes for a layup, but fakes out and passes it to number 11, who goes for a layup and doesn't quite make it. And number 33 from North Penn, Wyatt Martin, gets it off the rebound. Passes it to number 12, who's at the top of the key, but has 2 defenders on here. He puts his arm out a little too much and loses possession of that ball to number 4, Xavier Peters from Pennridge. Xavier takes it down the court and almost goes for a layup, but loses the ball as it's knocked out of bounds.
It'll still be in the possession of Pennridge because it was knocked out by North Penn. Number 0 will be defending, going in, and number 0 from their team will be throwing it in, Ronan Smith. He will pass it to number 1, Marley Stewart, and he will look and he will drive into the paint. He will lose the ball, and there is a foul called on the play. Number 33 for pushing.
Looks like number 1 threw that ball straight into the air there as he was pushed. And he's going to get 2 foul shots now as they set up for it. He goes to try to make it. He goes in for it and makes, doesn't quite make it as it goes around the rim, but it does go in.
Marley Stewart will take his 2nd free throw shot, and we will see if he will make it. With a miss, number 11, Aiden Atkinson, gets it and passes it to number 2, Lee Hammond, who brings it down to the court, and he looks for somebody to pass to, and he just can't find anybody to be open. He throws it in to number 11, Aiden Atkinson, and then it's back out to Lee Hammond, back out to Aiden Atkinson, number 11, and Nolan Faust, after the ball rolling across the court, he will get it back, pass it to the corner. Number 2, Lee Hammond, for the 3-point from North Penn. We have a very excited crowd here tonight, folks. Xavier Peterson will take it back down the court, trying to slow down pace. Passes it to number 11, who passes it to number 0. And Xavier Peters will go for the 3-point, and he will miss it. Number 0, Amar Gandhi, will take it back down the court, and he will look for somebody to pass for.
He's at the top of the key here. He passes it to number 2, Lee Hammond. Looks like they work side by side. Number 2 passes it to number 33, Wyatt Martin, and passes it to number 0, who absolutely lost his defender and did a fake out and passed it to number 11, who made that 2-pointer shot. Now number 4, Xavier Peters, yet again, is taking it back down the court here. He's at almost the top of the key, and they set a pick where number 1 gets in the way of his defender, and number 4 is able to go right into the key and make that 2-pointer.
Alrighty, we have subs. Oh, we have a foul on number 11, and number 4, Xavier Peters, will be taking a shot. But first, we have subs. Coming in is Gabe Atmos and Shane Ward for North Penn, and Xavier will take his 1 of 1 free throws for the Pennridge Rams. His shot will not be successful, but it will be grabbed by the Pennridge Rams. Number 0.
Number 0 tries to get it back into possession here and looks to pass it to someone, but just knocks the ball straight into number 20, player 22 from North Penn. They do still get possession of the ball. 0 will be bringing it back in. He passes it to number 4, who falls and passes it back out the key. Number 0 then tries to go for a 2-pointer and misses. And number 22 gets it off the rebound. Gabe Altimus, and number 0 goes for that 3-pointer at the top of the key and doesn't quite make it. Number 4, Xavier Peters, yet again taking it down the court, goes in for the shot and doesn't quite make it, and tries to jump up and get possession of the ball again. But number 4, Shane Ward, is there to take the ball for North Penn and bring it back down the court.
Shane Ward will pass it off to number 2, Lee Hammond, and he will try and drive in, and there will be a foul with number 0 from North Penn, Amar Gandhi, and number 0, Ronan Smith for Pennridge, and it will be a foul. Number 0, Amar Gandhi, will be taking his shots right now.
With 15 seconds left on the clock, let's see what Amar Gandhi can do here with 2 shots. Setting up for his first one, seeing what the ref is going to say. He goes and makes it. That's 1 point. Let's see what he can do for his second one.
Alrighty, number 44 will pass in the ball from Pennridge, and with 11 seconds, 10, 9 on the clock, Pennridge is really feeling the pressure here. All of our defenders are very there. Number 44 goes for the layup, and it is missed. With 1 second left, Shane Ward launches it down the court with a miss. We are now headed into our 4th quarter. Wow, the 3rd quarter was very intense.
Looks like Pennridge sets up a lot when they get the ball down the court here so that they can slowly and successfully make some points. But sometimes when they go for their layups, they aren't quite successful. So North Penn gets possession of the ball and they speedily take it down the court and aren't always successful in their shots as they don't set up. They do look to pass though. They have a lot of sneaky passes. A lot of picks are being set where they pass behind, like they're passing behind their backs and trying to play it off and get it to another player without the other team knowing. And they're not always successful because they are a little quick with it, but it's okay.
And with Pennridge, we also just have some very aggressive players here, and sometimes that is not working out for the better of them. They have many fouls going into the 4th quarter, but I think that we are coming to the beginning of our 4th quarter with North Penn leading with 45 and Pennridge just 1 point behind with 44. We are sending in number 4, number 2, number 0, number 22, and 33 for North Penn, and number 0, 11, other 0, 40, and 44.
Looks like Pennridge number 4, Xavier Peters, is yet again going to be bringing in to the court here for Pennridge. Passes to number 0, who's looking to try to get open. 0 looks to pass the ball, then get into the middle of the key there, but no one quite sees him. Passes it to number 4, who goes for a 3-pointer and is unsuccessful. And number 0, Amar Gandhi, gets it off the rebound. Passes it to number 2, Lee Hammond, as they are a duo. Lee Hammond tries to pull his move again earlier where he goes around the player and tries to get into the key, but Xavier Peters is ready there to block him. Number 0 tries to get into the key here and make that shot, but is unsuccessful and almost loses possession of the ball. But his teammate, number 22, Gabe Altimus, is ready to help him out and keep possession. But they do lose it, and Pennridge does get another point for them.
Shane Ward, number 4, will be taking it down the court. He will pass it to number 22, Gabe Amatis, who will pass it to number 33, Wyatt Martin. And he tries to get a steal, but there was a foul called on the play. Let's see. Holding push for number 33. North Penn will still be throwing it in, and we are subbing out 0 for number 13 for Pennridge. 13. Shane Ward will now be throwing it in to Lee Hammond, who will look for and get a pick set, and he will drive into the paint, and he will have an unsuccessful layup.
Looks like Lee Hammond tried to go for a layup there, but number 44 from Pennridge knocked it at just as it left his hands. And Xavier Peters, number 4, is taking it down the court here, passes it to number 13, and looks to move out the way to see what number 13 can do. They're trying to set some picks where they're going around each other's defense here, but they're always greeted by another defender, so it's not quite successful. Xavier Peters has it at the top of the key again. He looks to pass it to number 11, who tries to get in there, but almost loses possession of the ball, and so he tries to retreat it back to number 44. He passes it to number 11, and back to 44, who goes for a 3-pointer and doesn't quite make it. Number 22, Gabe Altimus, gets it off the rebound, taking it down the court slowly but surely without a defender on him. Looking to see what he could do, he passes it to number 2, Lee Hammond, who now does have his defender, Xavier Peters, on him. almost loses him, tries to get through the key here, not seeing number 44 from Pennridge right in front of him.
Xavier Peterson will take it down the court, and there will be a timeout called by Pennridge. And it looks like we have some commotion on the court from the North Penn coaches to the refs about that uncalled, what they think to be is a foul from pushing. And we have a neck-and-neck game. We are 45-48 with the Pennridge Rams in the lead. And with only 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter, it is a very intense game here. I feel the heat of the court. These players are very aggressive, and a lot of fouls seem to be getting called, except for that one that we just had that coach from North Penn seemed to be pretty mad about.
Looks like the players are about to make their way back onto the court with the first buzzer. Looks like North Penn's team's trying to encourage each other, trying to pick each other back up and see what plays they can make. Same with the Pennridge team, trying to encourage each other not to get any fouls there. Sending the same players back onto the court, both teams are. Looks like number 4, Shane Ward, is going to be bringing it back into possession for North Penn.
Number 0, Amar Gahandi, will be passing it in for North Penn. His defender, number 13, Ryan Schwind, let's see what he can do. He passes it in to number 4, Shane Ward, and he will walk it down the court. He passes over to number 2, Lee Hammond, who passes it to the corner for Wyatt Martin, and he does not seem to want to make that shot. He passes it back to number 0, Amar Gahandi, and he goes for the three-pointer, and it is unsuccessful. He passes it to Xavier Peters, who will walk it down the court and go for the drive, pass it out to the corner for number 1, Marley Stewart, who will pass it over to 40 and then 13, Ryan Schwinn. Ryan will now pass it, and they just have so much movement on this court. It'll go back to number 11 and then back to Xavier Peters. He is going in, and he just cannot get past his defender. He passes it over to number 1, Marley Stewart, and Marley seems to just be stalling, trying to distract his defender. He goes for the drive, goes for the left-handed layup, and makes it successfully. Number 11 will pass it in to number 4, Shane Ward. He will go to drive in the paint and be unsuccessful with the double team. He will pass it back to number 11, Aiden Atkinson, and that will get taken from him. Number 4, Xavier Peters, will go for the layup, which is unsuccessful. And it looks like we are fighting over the ball here, and ref calls a jump ball on number 13.
Looks like we have a lot of players that hit the ground here, fighting for the ball possession. North Penn wins it, and number 0, Ahamar Godhini, will be bringing it back into the court here. Looks like number 2, his right-hand man, Lee Hammond, is ready to get that ball from him. Lee Hammond is going to be taking it down the court, but number 4, Xavier Peters, greets him once again at the top of the key. Passes it to number 0, who passes it back to number 2. Pennridge didn't see that pass back, so number 2 tries to make a three-pointer. Wide open, doesn't quite make it. Looks like Pennridge is going to be getting it off the rebound, but a ref's call is made.
We will have number 11 for Pennridge, throwing it in to number 4, Xavier Peters. And he will walk it down the court. He will pass it to number 40, Connor Murray, who will pass it to number 13, who will pass it back to 11, to 1, back to his own self. We have a lot of movement, and it looks like they just had a switch, which was unsuccessful. Xavier Peterson gets the ball back. He goes to drive, hits a floater unsuccessfully, and number 2 will be fouled. Number 4, Xavier Peters, will be taking 2 shots, and it is his personal first and the team's second. He misses his first free throw, unfortunately, but it's okay because he still has 1 more to go.
He doesn't quite make it again. And North Penn number 2, Lee Hammond, gets it off the rebound. He's taking it back to the top of the key here, looking to see where his right-hand partner is, and almost loses the ball to number 4, Xavier Peters. Doesn't quite lose it, passes a tricky pass to number 12 here, and almost loses it to number 11 from the Pennridge team. Looks like number 12, Nolan Faust, is trying to get into the key here, but decides to retreat it and pass it to number 22, Gabe Altimus, who goes for a three-pointer and is unsuccessful. Number 4, Xavier Peters, takes it back down again to the top of the key.
He will pass it over to number 11, who will try and drive in, passes it back out to number 1, Marley Stewart, and he is just looking for an open pass. He goes to drive, passes it out to number 13, who will pass it back to number 1, Marley Stewart, who will pass it back to 13, back to himself. He will go to try and drive in the paint for a left-hand layup, which is unsuccessful, but with number 0 for a travel.
Looks like we have North Penn here. Ref deciding who's gonna bring it back into possession here.
Marley Stewart will take his 1 free throw shot.
Marley Stewart's going in for another free throw. He made the first one, getting another point for Pennridge. Looking to see what he can do here for his team. He goes for the second one and makes it. That's 2 more points for Pennridge. Number 0, Hamar Garhini, is ready to bring it back into the court here, but let's see what the refs are going to call. Now he's going to get his chance to take it down in here. Passes it to someone new, number 12, Nolan Faust, who has no defender on him quite yet, who passes it to number 2, Lee Hammond, with his defender, Xavier Peters, again at the top of the key. Passes it to number 12, Nolan Faust, who's about to go right in for a layup shot. Decides to retreat out and pass it to number 11, Aiden Atkinson, who just made a three-pointer for North Penn. Looks like a timeout for North Penn. 30-second timeout is going to be called here. We see a lot of layups for number 4, Xavier Peters, and he gets the ball and takes it down the court a lot, but he isn't always successful with the throws. And same back for North Penn, number 2, Lee Hammond. Looks like they are both defending each other.
And with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game, North Penn with the score of 48 and Pennridge Rams with a score of 52. They are keeping it a close game, neck and neck. It is back-to-back points for each team. I mean, we see Xavier Peterson coming down the court and he makes it, and then we see Lee Hammond also just return that back-to-back.
See, 2 buzzers have already gone off. Looks like a third one is buzzed, and he's ready to buzz another 4th one to tell North Penn to get back onto that court. Looks like they're walking back on now. Someone new, number 11 from Pennridge, is going to be taking it back onto the court here, Jacob Bolger. Jacob passes it to Xavier Peters once again, and number 2, Lee Hammond, is ready to try to get that interception, but doesn't quite make it. Number 4 holds on strong to that possession there. Looks like we have some new defenders on number 4. He passes it to number 1, who tries to go for a layup, but is greeted by number 22, Gabe Altimus, who immediately blocks him. Gabe tries to take it down the court and make a layup here, and is unsuccessful and does meet the ground. That's okay. He's getting a foul shot now. He gets 2. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, and this is what I mean. This is just 2 very aggressive teams that are really wanting to clinch this win today.
If he can make 2, that'll be an epic comeback for North Penn. He doesn't quite make it, as he does get off the rim for the first shot. Let's see what he can do for his second one. Goes in for it, and it's off the rim again. Looks like Pennridge is fighting for that possession as they knock people down to the ground. Number 1, Marley Stewart gets it off and gets that possession, tries to pass it back to their player, Xavier Peters, who is blocked by 2 defenders. Looks like a timeout is going to be called on Pennridge. Let's see what the ref's call is for how long it's going to be. Looks like it's a full timeout. They get a full minute to talk, chat about what's going on here. Looks like Xavier Peters, number 4 from Pennridge, and Lee Hammond, number 2 from North Penn. Looks like they changed it up and have some new defenders on them.
And wow, with a minute 52 left, North Penn is still down by 4 points with 48 for North Penn and 52 for Pennridge. We've had some very good defense from both teams. We've seen repetitive, good plays from Lee Hammond and Xavier Peters. They seem to be some consistent shooters and very consistent defenders, making stopping points from being made. It looks like our first buzzer was blown, and we have Pennridge back on the court, and here comes North Penn.
Looks like number 11 from Pennridge will be bringing it back onto the court here again.
And with the ball, we are waiting for number 22 to tie his shoe, and we have number 11 throwing the ball in for Pennridge, Jacob Boigler. He is looking for somebody to pass to, and he just does not have anyone. He passes it to number 40, and his defender almost got it there. And North Penn, Nolan Faust, will take the ball for North Penn. Number 0 will take an attempt at a shot, but not make it. Jacob, number 11, will go for a drive, but ref, let's see what he called.
Looks like it's a foul on North Penn, and number 11, Jacob Bolger, will be bringing it back into play here again. With his defender, number 0, Hamar Godhini, who likes to stay big on the court, doesn't let him see who he can pass it to, but Xavier Peters jumps up and is able to help his teammate out to make a pass here, who passes it to number 40, who loses his defender and tries to go in for the shot, but isn't quite quick enough and isn't able to make a good layup here. Another player tries to help him out and can't quite get it. So number 0, Hamar Godhini, takes it back down the court from North Penn, passes it back to Lee Hammond, who almost went in there, but looks like he slipped a bit and couldn't quite get into there. Looks like number 0, Hamar Godhini, just knocked into number 40 and fell straight to the ground as he's hugging his knee here. That must have hurt as he fell right into him. It's probably going to be a foul shot. Yep, a foul on number 40 from Pennridge.
His teammates are helping him up. He seems to be limping around the court. The refs are going to check in, make sure he's okay. But it turns out there will not be any foul shots taken because there was no attempt of a shot. Number 12, Nolan Faust for North Penn, will be throwing in the ball. Let's see who he passes it to, folks. That was a very hard hit, but number 0, he seems to be doing a lot better with his knee.
Looks like number 0 is at the top of the key here, trying to get in again. It doesn't fall this time and makes a 2-pointer for North Penn. Now 50-52, neck to neck. Number 1 from Pennridge takes it back down the court, Marley Stewart. Looks like foul shot is called. Let's see how many free throws he gets here. Looks like it was a foul on Hamar Godhini, as that was his 4th foul. Number 1 will be getting one chance here to see what he can do. He does make it nothing but net. Marley Stewart. That was his first one. See what he gets for a second one. He makes it nothing but net again. Number 0, Hamar Godhini, takes it off the rebound, and he's going to be bringing it back into play here.
And it looks like while we only have 52 seconds left, the score is 50, North Penn 54, Pennridge. Number 2 will be taking it down the court. Lee Hammond will pass it to number 11, Aiden Actonson, who will pass it to Hamar Godhini, and he will just really try and get in there. He goes for a pass, and he gets the ball right back. He goes for a deep 3-pointer, but is unsuccessful. His teammates, they keep it, but it turns that there was a timeout called on from North Penn. We have a full timeout, and we have North Penn with the score of 50 and the Pennridge Rams at 54, and they are down by 4 points. But with 30 seconds left in the fourth quarter, can we make a comeback?
Looks like we have some very fast-paced plays going on here, as they're neck-to-neck players. Pennridge trying to keep their upper hand on North Penn, getting a lot of foul shots here, and that's what's helping them keep that upper hand. North Penn's trying to move a little bit faster, as we saw that rough collision when he tried to go into the key there, but fell right over number 40 from Pennridge's knee. Looks like that hurt him a little bit, but he still continued to play strong. Looks like the first buzzer for the full timeout was called, and teams should be making their way back in here, see what they can do.
All right, we have North Penn with the same players coming back for the last 30 seconds, and that goes for Pennridge as well. We have number 0, Amar Ganhini, throwing it in for North Penn. He is just looking around the court. He now has the ball ready to throw it in. He throws it in to his dynamic duo partner, Lee Hamden, and he goes to drive into the paint. A foul is called, and it will be 4 shots. Number 2, Lee Hamden, will be taking 2 shots, and it is number 0's on Pennridge, Ronan Smith. It is his 5th foul. And wow, this is very close. And we have number 11 for Pennridge coming to sub in, Jacob Bogler, subbing in the last 30. Lee Hammond goes to take his first free throw, and it is made successfully. This sets North Penn only down by 3 points.
Let's see if he can make it 2 here. I know that they'll be really neck to neck here if he can get that second throw in. And he makes it, nothing but net.
And he
now
makes
a
it
timeout is called by North Penn coach. Ready? That'll be a half timeout, 30 seconds. Full timeout instead is called.
And wow, full timeout. Those 2 free throws made by Lee Hamden, I know he felt the pressure, but even under pressure, he does not stress. He made both of those free throws with ease. And now we have timeouts for the last, and both teams are talking about the last 22 seconds and how Pennridge can keep their winning score and how North Penn can get that 2-point to tie it up and maybe send us into overtime. We'll see what North Penn can do. We have number 0, Amar Ganhini, and he seems to just be putting his all, even after that fall. He just is really pushing, and here we go. We heard our first buzzer, and we have the refs going in to tell the teams it is time to get back on the court, play this last 22 seconds. We have Pennridge coming back onto the court first. Second buzzer, and here comes the North Penn Knights.
Looks like as they return to the court here, number 12 from Pennridge, Jacob Delty, is going to be bringing it back into play here. Looks like he's looking to pass it to someone else, and does pass it to number 40, and he passes it to number 4, but the ref did blow the whistle. Game freezes.
North Penn, number 0, Amandi Gahini, he gets a foul. It is his 5th one. He is taken out of the game. Number 4, Shane Ward, will come onto the court to take his spot. And number 40 for Pennridge, Connor Murray, will be taking his free throw shots. Let's see what he can do. The crowd is very excited here. He makes his shot. That sets North Penn down by 3. Let's see if he can make his second one. We have 18 seconds left on the clock. North Penn at 52, Pennridge at 55. And he misses his second shot. The ref seems to have called something, but it's okay because North Penn will still have possession of the ball. Number 22, Gabe Atimas, will be taking it down the court in a moment. It seems like our coaches are just trying to talk to their players, really set them up for this last 18 seconds. I know this can be very stressful for some players. And number 22, Gabe Atlamus, will throw the ball in now. He passes it in to Shane Ward with 15 seconds left on the clock. The ref will call a timeout from North Penn again with 14 seconds left on the clock. They are it's a full timeout. They are using all of those that they have. And wow, the refs, they are so attentive to everything, and they are making sure that nothing gets past them. And it's a bummer to have Amar Gahini get subbed out, but it's okay because we have number 4, Shane Ward, that could just come in for him. We have 14 seconds left. Pennridge just needs to, they're over there talking about how they can just keep and secure this win that they have. And North Penn is talking about how they can just get that three-pointer in the last 14 seconds to just really, I tie it up, and then maybe planning out for if they tie it up, what are they going to do for a win. The first buzzer was buzzed, and we have the refs going in telling the teams North Penn is going in for their chant and sending their players back on to the court. We have Pennridge still hyping each other up to secure this win that they want so bad, and they are coming back onto the court.
As the second buzzer goes off, Pennridge finally makes their way back onto the court here. Looks like number 12, Nolan Faust, is going to be bringing it back into play here. Looking to see who he can pass it to as everyone's scrambling around trying to get this point. Lee Hammond is able to get open and help his player out. It's passed to him. He passes it to number 14, back to number 2. Trying to sneak around his defender here. They're going really, really fast. Number 12, Nolan Faust, tries to go in for that shot and doesn't quite make it.
Alrighty. Thank you for listening. We had final score is North Penn with 52. We have North Penn with 52 and Pennridge Rams with a final score of 55. A loss for North Penn and another win for Pennridge. We had a very tough and aggressive games. We had some fantastic players, showed some great sportsmanship, and we're always just there for their teammates. And yeah, all our players played very well.
Looks like we had a lot of aggression on the court, a lot of foul shots for North Penn, though. That gave Pennridge a bigger upper hand from what they already had. That's how they gained this win. One part of how they gained this win.
And yeah, we have North Penn they are just comforting each other in this tough loss, and we have Pennridge celebrating with their win. Thank you for listening.